Hi guys, welcome to my new ISO builder. Happy with it. The topic of the video is somebody on Twitter. On Twitter I say, on Telegram. ArcoLinuxD, Lightdm, Bspwm doesn't work. I have to make updates from time to time anyway. 4. So what's the idea? ArcoLinuxD.com. We have the ArcoLinuxD ISO. We have all kinds of desktops, phase 2, phase 3, read the learning phases, and Bspwm installation of ArcoLinuxD, but it could be easily in ArcoLinuxB, right? Because nowadays, Rome wasn't built in one day, right? We just started with ArcoLinuxD, and later on we had this project. Hey, why not give people the ability to build their own ISO, ArcoLinuxB, and why not give a tweak tool, ArcoLinux tweak tool, and so it grows. So installing the desktop with Calamares is the easiest way to do that. I'll show you. So that's in here, how to install ArcoLinuxD and install Bspwm. Option 2, installing the desktop with scripts. I want to do that one, and it's already there as well. No, it's the same thing. So let's have a look. What is shown here? So
hi, welcome to this video.
We don't have doubles. So this says, okay, all that. I think this is going to ArcoLinuxD. This is the scripts already. This is running with scripts. Okay, so that means that 1689 and 1689 are both the same. Okay, so the installation it shows here is with our scripts. So it doesn't show you what if you install in Calamares. Now that's actually just the easiest way, right? Just click and install. Am I correct? I am correct. We start by downloading and installing all that. These are scripts in the black screen. That's why ArcoLinuxD is there. It's the most bare ISO there is. Then you type sudo pacman -s xfc4 xfc4 goodies. You got yourself a desktop. That's this video. Okay, so I know what to do now. The VirtualBox I'm gonna pop open. ArcoLinuxD. No, not Clonezilla. Choose a disk file, Eric, and we go to the future ISOs that are shared already with the beta testers. They are testing it out now, and this one. So we boot up with the ISO you get from us mid-July. Okay. By the way, the third line was for people who require to boot up with NVIDIA. Second line is for all the others who have issues with drivers, so no mode setting there. So at this point in time, NVIDIA is away, it's gone, has been deleted. It says so somewhere in the lines. Finished, remove NVIDIA, it says. So we boot up without it because it's VirtualBox. You don't need it. Don't need it on VMware, don't need it on QEMU boxes and so on. So this is it. Run Calamares. Maybe a little bit a sneak peek. Maybe we have this ArcoLinux Calamares tool, and there is one new guy. You go look it up. F2FS. What's that? If you feel experimental, why not use that one? F2FS. That's the latest and newest we have. So it's the filing system. So I always say when you install these ISOs, try to install without anything. Just go through it. If you're an ArcoLinuxB Plasma, don't select anything. See what happens. Don't start clicking anything because you don't know if you need it or not. Anyway, there is already something on your machine. Open terminal here. That's not going to work, is it? No. But because there are already these elements on there. I'm thinking very hard, except the Intel one. So in July, ISO of July. The Intel one is not there, so you have a choice to either install it or not. The rest is going to be installed by default, not NVIDIA, of course. So skipping all these things, the person on Telegram said he wanted Lightdm and he wanted Bspwm, and that's it. Just click here, click there, you get all these things, and then you do a next, stop there. Just try first this. This works fine, then you can keep on adding things. Normally I would do this if it's a real machine for the future, for my use, right? So I have everything I need to actually work and develop and compare and so on. But this is VirtualBox, next. Belgian, next. Erase disk, no swap. Swap to file if you want to. That's also very recent, this year, somewhere this year, beginning this year it has been added. Voila, and now it goes. Now this is a very, very small thing. Did you see F2FS there? So ArcoLinuxD is quickly installed. Why? There's barely anything on it. It is really a bare system. I think it's around 8 to 10 ArcoLinux packages. That's it. So it's mainly an ArcoLinux distribution that you get, or an image that you get, and just 8 because we like NeoFetch, and because you have key rings, and because we have wallpapers. So that's already 3. But it's not that big. Well, better pause the video here. Although, how much is there? Well, it's quite a bit. Remember last time, right mouse click didn't work. I guess I had to wait a little longer because it's working all right. But you see the fonts. This is bare. You figure out the fonts. That's a standard Alacrity look. It must be maybe said that the ArcoLinuxD ISO is a little bit for the intermediate and the more advanced Linux user, knowing what you need to have, selecting what you want or you don't want. It's more for those. There is ArcoLinuxB, and the B is already fixed. It works. It's tested. If you want to build the ArcoLinuxB, that's possible too, and all the tutorials are on ArcoLinuxB.com. That's why we gave you the power to build your own personal ISO, because you say, I don't want to have LibreOffice, I want to have WPS Office on my ISO immediately after this here, after this installation. I want to have Brave on there, or Tor browser, or add it to the list, build it. 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, depending on the CPU power, right? You've got it. You have your own personal ISO. Where can you say that? Would like to have that for Windows, right? Don't want this, don't want that, don't want this, don't want that. Build Windows. All right, done. Booting. So let's have a look and see. This is normal, this long list there, and the error, that's normal as well. That's the cost we do or have to do because we have now capability to boot up in VMware. Next boot, it's gone. You won't see that red line anymore. So yeah, there's not much to say. This is Bspwm. Everything booted up fine. Updating is of course conditio sine qua non, meaning you need to do it. And that's still okay. No yes and no choices. It's still simple. Just install. Remember the Sublime thing, the def keep off, but it's not installed, right? It is bare. So you want a browser, install a browser. You want this, install everything. It's all to be installed sudo pacman -s. It's up to you. And that's the fun, right? You build a script, you take your own .config files, boom. Copy paste them in, boot up again, they're all applied. That's awesome. No, it's Bspwm. Bspwm. Voila. What can I say more? Check if there is anything ArcoLinux related in there, and it will show with a scale or something upgrading. You see that there are Linux headers and there's Linux, meaning you'll get a nice image from us, a nice text from us, saying important files have been changed. We recommend you update. Wait for it. Wait for it. It is always a long build, fallback, but hey, it is a fallback. Let it do its job. Important Linux packages have changed. Reboot is recommended. That's our line. Just a message. Sudo reboot. Linux header was in there. And Linux. And if we boot again, and these lines, the strange lines, that's F2FS. This is the standard Lightdm. Beautiful, right? If you want to have something else, like the ArcoLinux Lightdm or something else, drop down, Haru, Lightdm, theme, have a look. Oh, 34. Have some fun. So, that concludes the video. So now we've gone via Calamares, click, 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 and everything works fine. Did we see the red image again? Control X, shut down, left, no red text anymore. So you see the VMware thing just once, and after the second reboot, it's gone. All right, I hope this helps the person in question, and otherwise it's a nice addition to the video here anyway. So that's why we make it. Cheers.